most amazing artist. I hope you're having an amazing day today. We are starting a brand new project and we are going to be creating Kusama pumpkin. So Yayoi Kusama is a contemporary artist and she made this gigantic 8-foot pumpkin that used a lot of organic shapes, and she had these signature dots that gradually are bigger and they gradually get smaller. Today we are going to focus on drawing our pumpkin, and next week we will start adding the dots that really are Kusama's signature element that she adds to her pumpkins and her artwork too. What you're going to need today is a pencil. I'm going to use a black Sharpie, but if you don't have a Sharpie, you can use a black marker or a black crayon, anything like that. We just want it to be black because we're going to outline this after we draw it. This sheet is going to be on your Google Classroom. If you're in my online classes, it just goes step by step on how to draw this pumpkin, and I'm going to go over that with you today. And you're going to need a piece of paper. Now I'm going to use a colored piece of paper, and I just chose a lavender light purple color because I like it. You can choose whatever color you want to. That's everything we're going to need today, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to draw this pumpkin with a pencil first, but if you want to be brave, you can draw it with a Sharpie first. But remember, you can't erase Sharpie, so if you make a mistake, we're going to have to problem solve and figure out what to do. If you draw it with a pencil first and you make a mistake, then you can just erase it. Remember, mistakes are not the end of the world. We are human. We are not perfect. If a mistake happens, what matters is our attitude towards that mistake. And we have to stay positive and never give up no matter what. Okay, so my pumpkin is going to be pretty big. It's going to take up most of this paper. Please do not draw a teeny tiny pumpkin like over here. This is just a step-by-step instruction. Your pumpkin should be much bigger than this. Okay, so as we can see, we're using organic shapes for this pumpkin. An organic shape is a shape that is not symmetrical. So if you drew an imaginary line down the center of a shape, let's do this organic shape. If you drew a line down the center, an imaginary line, this is called the line of symmetry, the left side is not the same as the right side of this shape. They are different, so that means it's organic. If a shape is geometric, like a triangle is a geometric shape, that shape is symmetrical. That means the left and the right side are the same. So that means it's a geometric shape. We are going to use organic shapes, more random shapes that are not symmetrical. And I've almost forgotten, the first thing that you want to do is write your name and then flip it over so now your name is on the back. And the first step is telling us to draw kind of a long, skinny, organic shape right in the center of our paper. So that's what I'm going to do. Yours is going to look different than mine, but it looks like it's a little bit fatter towards the bottom. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Make it a little bit fatter towards the bottom. Don't draw too big because we still have other segments of our pumpkin that we have to add. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is an organic shape, so it should be a little bit wobbly. Now, the second step is to add segments on the left side and the right side. And these are long C shapes. On the left side it's a C shape, on the right side it's a backwards C. So we're going to start towards the top of our organic shape here, and these are also kind of wobbly shapes, so you can make them a little wobbly, just like the backwards letter C. This is just a long, skinny, wobbly backwards letter C. Now I'm going to do the same on the left side, and this is going to look more like a letter C. It's going to come up and then come back down, just like that. So now I have 1, 2, 3 organic shapes smushed together. And step number 3 is telling us to do even more segments on each side. So it's kind of like what we just did. We're just going to add more segments on each side, some wobbly backward C's, some wobbly regular C's on the left side, just like that. And that looks pretty good. So that's the basic shape of your pumpkin. A bunch of organic shapes smushed together. It's a lot easier to start with your middle shape and then add segments onto it, just like this sheet is telling you to do. Now we're done with step number 3, so I'm going to go to step 4, which is to draw the stem. And you can do whatever kind of stem you want to. I think I want mine to be a little bit wavy looking. So however you want to, it's just at the top. You could do a straight stem. You could make it a little bit wobbly to keep up with our organic shapes. That's totally up to you. I'm pretty happy with that one though. And now our last step is to draw the segments behind our pumpkin. So right now this pumpkin is looking pretty flat. This is just the front of our pumpkin, but we want to show the back of our pumpkins too. When you look at a real pumpkin, you can kind of see the back curves towards the back of the pumpkin. So we're just going to draw 2 curves on each side of our stem, connecting to the top of our last organic shape that we drew. Just like that. So now it looks like our stem is actually growing out of our pumpkin. As you can see, my pumpkin is way bigger than my hand, so use your hand to measure. Please do not do a teeny tiny little pumpkin. It needs to be bigger than your hand. My pumpkin is way bigger than my hand, so I'm good to go. After you draw your pumpkin, if you drew it with a pencil, now you're going to take a Sharpie and you're just going to carefully go over those pencil lines that you just drew. If you were brave and you didn't use a pencil first, then you don't have to do this step. But I'm going to go ahead and outline this, and then I'll be right back to show you what it looks like. I just finished outlining it and I messed up a little bit. I kind of went inside of my pencil line. So any other pencil lines that are showing after you outline, we're going to take our eraser and erase those messy pencil lines, because that is a part of our craftsmanship, making sure our artwork is nice and neat. After you draw and outline your pumpkin and erase those pencil lines, then you are done for today. We are going to start adding those signature Kusama dots to our pumpkin next week, so make sure you put this pumpkin in a very safe place so you don't lose it. I can't wait to see how your pumpkin drawings turn out. I know they're going to be amazing because you guys are amazing. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.